Okay, now we are going to learn about how to use Windows environment in our day-to-day works. Uh, uh, by this section, we'll be covering how to use this environment on the desktop and what are the uh, uh, what is this particular environment is consist of, and what are the parts and how they are going to be used, and what are the functions or features available, and shortcut keys, and some other features that very quick or short methods that we can use, and the components like that we are going to identify and we learn how to use them, and some of these features are familiar with you may be familiar with these features because you're already using a computer, a desktop or a laptop, and also kind of the features are similar to in our modern smartphones. Okay. And let's see what are the things we need to learn to work with the computer. Okay, first of all we have to power on or switch on the computer. Then you will be prompted to a login interface. Okay, from that interface you have to type your username and password. Okay, let's see to find the login interface. Windows. Okay, here I have the login interface of Windows 10. This is an image. Okay, then you will after switch on the computer you will be prompted to this kind of interface. You can see the list of user accounts available in this computer like this. You can select the account, your own account, or the account that you are going to use, and you can click on it. Then you can get a prompt to type the password like this. And in some environments like in our lab, you will be prompted to a certain interface like this, and there you will be using a common account, so you can use that account, and you'll be provided the password, and you can select that account and type the password. Other than that, if that particular computer is connected to a domain means a certain technology to manage more than one user, to allow that particular all the users in a way that a single computer can be used by all of them. That means all the details of the particular users are saved in a server, and it will be connected to a computer. Then any user can log into that computer, and he can use that computer for his need. And in that environment, sometimes you have to add some prefix like the domain, if it is connected to a domain, and you can simply type your username going to use a local account. Local account means the accounts that created inside that particular computer, not in the server. Then you have to type a prefix, that is the name of the computer, machine name. Okay. You have to type the machine name and slash and the username, then type the password. Okay. I think you haven't got that experience because many of you use your own computer. In that computer, the interface is like this. You can select the account, and if it is password protected, then you can type the password and you can proceed. But in our environment, we are using a domain controller to manage user accounts. Okay. And after logging, you will get an interface like this. This one is called the desktop, and this is a graphical user interface. That means you can see all these components are generated by using a graphical method, by using shapes and colors. And in this interface, you can see the taskbar like this, and the start icon that get you all the application installed in this computer. And if to open an application, you can go through this list and you can select the application shortcut. And here this desktop, it is also it acts as an interface to open the applications by using these icons like this. You can see on this on these icons, it has a certain symbol with colors and shapes, and also a label with text, and also there's an arrow symbol. The consistent of these components, you can identify them as an icon, a shape, a symbol, then this kind of arrowhead, and a label. And you can add these kind of icons when you're installing this software. You can select the option whether you want to place this kind of icon on the desktop or not. And this interface also acts like a storage location. Okay. Not a storage device, storage location. Okay. Storage location means inside a storage device, we can create a separate location, a separate section to manage our files or folders. Okay. Now this desktop, it is also a storage location. You can save your files. Now you can see these are saved files. Okay. And also you can see folders like this. We use folders to manage our files, to organize our files. And also you can see these icons. Now this is the interface that we are going to use to interact with the computer. Okay. Also you can see that I can save the files or folders on this interface. It is not kind of highly recommended, but you can use this interface to save your files in application, if that particular shortcut icon is available on the desktop, you can simply double click on it like this. Okay, select on it, click on it to select, or directly double click on it. Okay. Now you know that to interact with this interface or the computer, you are given a mouse and a keyboard. If your computer is a laptop, then you can find a touchpad and a keyboard. You can plug in an external mouse if you want. Then by that mouse or touchpad, you can get this kind of pointing device, which allows you to select and execute some instructions. Okay. If you want to select something, you can put that pointer on top of that icon or item, then you can push the click button. Then you can see that particular icon will be selected. That selection will be displayed like this. Okay. By using a highlight method like this, and you can use two consecutive clicks, call it double click, and you can double click to execute something. If it is a file, you can open it. If it is an icon or a shortcut, then you can open that application. And if it is a folder or a storage location like this, you can open that location, storage device or location. Okay, let's see how to open a software. To open a software, you have this interface, the start menu. If you click on the start menu, you can get the list of applications installed in your computer like this, and also you can add some shortcuts to this area. It is also the part of start menu, and if you want to add something to this menu, find that shortcut icon, right click on it, then select pin to start. Then you can see this kind of icon will be added to this area. If you want to remove it, unpin it, right click on it and unpin. Like that, you can organize this area by adding the frequently used applications like this, or you can add some icons onto the desktop. Okay. Now open an application. You can if that particular icon is available in this area, you can click on it or find it from this list. Scroll down or up and find that application, then click on it. Let's find the basic application like Notepad. It is stored under this label Windows Accessories. Now you can see there are some categories like this. Okay, you can click on it and that particular submenu will be expanded, and from that list you can find the application. Okay, I want Notepad. Here it is under this Windows Accessories. Click on it. Now you can see the application Notepad. Okay, that is the first method, using the icon or using the start menu. And also instead of scrolling here, if you know the name of the software, you can click here, then start typing. Now I'm going to open this Notepad application. Go to the start menu. 3 letters, then you can get a filtered list like this, which contain that particular part you typed here as the label. Okay, then click on the icon which you want to open. Now I want to open Notepad. You can then I can click here, and also instead of click on this start menu, I think in your keyboard you can see Windows icons, one or two buttons with Windows icon. If you press them, you can get that start menu. Then you can start typing, or you can use this list to open your application. Like that. And also there's another method. It is using this run command line. Okay. There's an interface in this start menu called run. Okay. This one. By using this interface, you can also open applications. The thing is, this is kind of an advanced method. To use this interface, you must know the file name which enables you to open this particular application. Okay. And to get this run interface, instead of going to start menu and typing run, you can use Windows R. That means a shortcut key combination. Okay, I'll explain about this shortcut keys. Okay. Now a shortcut means an easy method or short method to execute some instruction. Okay. Now these shortcut keys consist of one key or two or three or four or more than that. Okay. That means shortcut key can be a single key or more than that. And if it is a single shortcut key, then you can simply press that key. That means to expand this start menu, you can press the Windows key, then you will get the start menu. And if that particular shortcut key has two keys, okay, then first of all you have to press and hold the first mentioned key. Okay, like here, to open this run interface, I have to use Windows R. That means Windows key and R, the key which has letter R on it. Then to execute that shortcut key, you have to press and hold the Windows key and press R key once, or second mentioned key once. Then you can get the result. If there are three keys, that means that particular shortcut key combination has three keys, then you have to press and hold the first mentioned two keys. That means in that combination there are three, then you have to hold the both first mentioned keys. If it is Control Alt Delete, then you have to press and hold Control Alt, and you have to press the delete key once. Okay, like that. By using Windows R, you can get the run interface. Then you can see a text box like this. In the text box you have to type the file name which need to be run or execute to open an application. Now to open the notepad, the file name is notepad. You can type notepad in uppercase or lowercase, then click on OK or press enter key, and you can get the same result. Like that, if you want to open Word, you have to type WinWord, WINWORD, then click on it. Then you can get this MS Word application. Then like that you can open an application. And also there are some okay, let's see to how to manage files. Okay, to manage files you have an application called this PC or Windows Explorer or File Explorer. To open that, you can use this icon, this PC, double click on it, then you can get this kind of an interface. Okay, by using this interface you can open the storage locations. If you have plugged a pen drive, it will be available here. You can open it and you can do whatever you want with the files. And also to get this File Explorer or this PC application, you can use the shortcut key Windows E. Windows, press and hold the Windows key and press E. Then you can get this PC application, and you can use these icons like this, and you can double click on them. Then you will be inside this storage device or inside the hard disk. And also, instead of using double click method, you can use this tree. This is structure on the left hand side. You can use a single click to see the contents of that particular device. And also you can see an arrowhead on left hand side of each device. Click on it to expand and view the content from on this area, in this area. Then you can click on it to see the contents. Instead of using double click method, it is kind of safe to use this method if you are using a pen drive, because inside the pen drive, since it is a portable device and will be plugged into many computers, and it can be easily infected by viruses and other applications that can be harmful to your computer. So after plugging a pen drive, if you double click, then as a hidden execution, it will run it will execute that harmful applications. So it is better to use normal this method as a normal behavior to open files. Okay. Then let's see how to create a folder. Now these are the storage locations. Double click to open them. Then you can right click and select new and select folder to create a location to manage your files. Now you can see there are some folders like this. Inside these folders I have saved my files as an easy way to access them. Okay. This is called file management. After creating a file, it will be very easy to find them if you have managed your files by using these folders. Okay, now I have opened the storage device, and inside that we can create a folder by using right click, and from that right click option you can select this folder under this new option, new folder. And also the new folder option is available in this interface, the Windows Explorer. Under this home menu you can see new folder, and also with Windows 10 you also have a shortcut key to create a new folder, Control Shift N. That means you have to press and hold the Control and Shift key, then press N. It will create a new folder. Like that, by using any method you can create a new folder. Then the name of that folder will be new folder, and if there are any new folder here, then you can see new folder 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay. And after creating the new folder, you can see that label new folder, the folder name is highlighted. That means now you can change that label into your own by typing whatever you want, my files. Okay, now we have the folder my files, and if you want to change the label or the folder name, you can use right click, then rename. Okay, these right click options, these options are available with any file or folder. By using the right click button from your mouse, you can place the mouse pointer any file or folder or a device, then right click. Depending on the place that you have placed the mouse pointer, you can see this kind of options. These are called right click options. Now these are the options if you right click on a folder, and this is the right click options if you right click on a file, and if you right click on an empty area like this, then you can see these options. And to get the new folder option from this, you have to right click on an empty area, not on a folder like this, folder or file. If you right click on a folder or file, you can get this, you can see the new option. Okay, then double click on the folder, you can see my files folder. Inside this folder you can save your files. Okay, let's see how to create a file. Okay, I'll open the notepad to create a simple file. Okay, I'll use the run command line to open that file. Okay, type notepad, then click on OK or press enter. You can get the notepad application, then just type anything you want. A text like this. Now I have created the file, but the thing is still it is not saved. That means it is in vulnerable state. By mistake, if you uh, if your computer suddenly freezes or shut down, you may lose this file and the content. Okay, to save the file you have to go to this file and save as option. Okay, and let me explain the component of this applications. After opening an application you get and you will get a component like this. This is called a window. This is the window which you can use to work with Notepad, and here you can see the title bar on the top of this component called Windows. You can see the application name and the file name. The file name is still untitled, that means you haven't given a file name, that's why it's untitled. And in this title bar you can see three buttons like this. First one is minimize. Minimize means you can temporarily put this window, this taskbar, enabling you to load it or to restore it later, like this. Now it is not available on this desktop environment, but still here. To restore it, just click on that. Okay. Second one is maximize. Maximize means it is a way to adjust the size of this window. If you want this window to be covered on this entire screen, you can click on it, the full screen mode or maximize mode. To restore it, click on that button again. The icon will be changed into another, then you can restore it to the previous size. And this one we used to close this application. If you accidentally click on it, it will close this application, and from this interface if you select don't save, then you will lose the content. Okay. Close button. To close means to remove this application, not from this interface, to close it, to exit from this application. For that you can use file exit instead of this button, and Alt F4 shortcut key. And you can see this kind of options like file, edit, format, view, help. This is called the menu bar. By using these menus you can execute some features, you can do some changes to this content. The component of this menu bar will be changed from application to another, enable to use many features available with the application. Now since this Notepad is a kind of a simple application, you can see about a limited number of options in this menu bar. Okay, to save the file you have to use this save and save as option available under this file menu. Okay, go to file, then click on save or save as. Now if you are going to save your file for the first time, there is no difference between these two, save and save as. Okay, and also you can see the shortcut key Ctrl S. Instead of you selecting this option from the menu bar, you can use Ctrl S. Press down the Control key and press S once. Then you will get this save as dialog box. Now these are called dialog boxes because by using that dialog box we can do something for some features like save and in other applications for any other feature, if there is if you can see a dialog box, that means by using the dialog box you can customize that feature or customize the result of that feature. Now we are going to save this file. To save a file, before saving a file you have to provide the file name, that means name in the file to identify it. You can give any name, and also you can decide the name depending on the importance of that or the content of that file. And also there are in some environments like offices and in some systems they use naming conventions. Naming convention means a kind of a regulation that they use for giving out a name or saving a file. Now here in this text box you can type the file name. First, then you can see save as type. By using that one you can change the file type. File type means now all the applications create files, okay? And we have many applications. We use applications to create many files depending on the use of that particular application. We can create files with multiple purposes, okay. Like here using Notepad we can create a simple text file. If you are using Word you can create a document. If you use PowerPoint you can create a presentation. Like that, to identify then we are given by ourselves or by the application a file type will be assigned. By using that file type we can identify the content and the purpose of that file, okay. Now if you want to change that file type, you can select a file type you prefer from this list, okay. Now here in this Notepad you can see only two, text documents and all files, but in Word you can see many file types, okay. Depending on the requirement you can select whatever you want, okay. Then after giving the file name and selecting the save as type, then you can select if you click save in this state, the file will be saved in this location. Now in this dialog box you can see this part, it is called the address bar. Address bar will display the file location, that means the location where this particular file is going to be saved. Now here it will be in this folder called document, that means there are separate folders for each and every user account created in this computer, and there's a place called profile. In that profile folder there are separate folders to save documents, download files, music, pictures, videos. And since this is a document file, it will be saved in this folder called documents in that particular user profile folder. And to change the location you have to use this address bar, or from this left hand side select the device or the storage location, that you want to save your file. Okay, now I have already created the folder inside this storage device or the hard disk, and inside this partition. Okay, now in every computer there's a storage device called hard disk. I have mentioned in this in my lecture, and that particular storage device can be partitioned. Partition means we can create separate sections to manage our files. Now in this computer I have only one hard disk, and though you can see here, you can see three separate hard disks. They are separate sections inside that single hard disk. Okay, they are called partitions. Okay, in my deep partition I created a folder called my files. Now I'm going to save my file inside that folder. Okay, first go to the partition, then you can see the content, double click to open that folder, then click on save. Now I'll use this PC and go to the D drive, my files, and inside that folder I can see the file first.txt. Okay, now I have a file. It is saved in a partition inside a folder. Now I'm going to edit it. Okay, first of all let me close this one. Now again I want to open that file to edit it. Okay, then I know that it is in departition in my files folder. Then you can double click to open that file. It will be opened using Notepad, and also you can use this right click option to open this file. You can right click on it, then click on open. Then it will be opened using an application like Notepad or any other application which can be associated by this file type. Okay. That means if that particular file is created by another application, and now in the computer that you are going to open that file, that particular application is not installed, then it will be opened by using an associated application which that particular file type is being supported. Otherwise, if you want to change the application, you can use this open with. Right click, then go to open with, and you can see a list of applications that have the file association with this file type. You can select that application, or you can select the default application if it is available. Okay. Now I have opened that file. Okay, let's modify this. I am going to modify this file. I inserted some text. Now it is not the original file. Now after modifying a file, it can be saved to the existing file. That means modification can be saved to the original file, or it can be saved as a separate file. Now there's a difference when you are saving this file. Now I'm going to explain about these two options with an existing file. Now I have already modified this file. Now after modifying, if I select save, that particular modification will be saved to the original file. That means the original file will be override. And if I select save as, again you will be prompted to save as dialog box. That means by using save as, you can save this modified file as a separate file. I will save it as second and click on save in the same location. Now I have two files, first and second. I'll open the first file and I'll open second file, and you can see the difference. Okay. Okay, now I have two files. Okay, now let's talk about file management. Now as a part of that, I have saved two files, and the other one, other operations related with file management is okay, rename. If you want to change the file name, you can change it. Just right click on it, select rename option, then you can see the file name is highlighted. You can add another file name, whatever you want. And also you can see when you select rename option in this interface, you can see only one part is highlighted. It is the file name. The second part is the extension. By using the extension, we can identify the file type. Okay. To identify the file type, it uses extension like this. You can see txt. If it is a Word document, it can be doc. If it is an image, it can be jpg or jpeg, like that. There are many extensions. Now like that you can rename that file. Okay, let's see how to copy that file. Copy means you can keep the original file and place a copy of that file in another location. Okay, to practice it, I'll create a folder on my desktop. This is the folder, new folder 7. Okay. Now I have two files. Okay, first I'll copy this file. Now in this moving or copying a file, the first operation is different. If you want to move this file, you have to use cut option, and if you want to make save a copy of this file in another location, you have to use copy. Okay. And the last operation is save. Right click, select copy, then go to the destination location, new folder 7, right click, paste. Now you can see asds.txt here, and also asds.txt inside new folder 7. Okay, same file. This is the original file, this is the copy. Okay, now if you want to move this file, that means you have to move the file, original file, to this location. Right click, select cut, then go to the destination, right click, paste. Now you can see that asds.txt file disappeared from here and appeared here. It was moved from this original location to the destination. Okay. Now I'll move it again to the original location. Now for this operation, copy, cut, we have shortcut keys, Ctrl C to copy, Ctrl X to move or cut, and to paste, Ctrl V. Select the file, then if you want to copy them, Ctrl C, then select the destination, Ctrl V. And if you want to move it, select the files, Ctrl X, Ctrl V. Okay, and to select files, you can click on file, and if you want to select multiple files, you can use shift or control. By using shift and like this, press shift from the start point and press and hold the shift key, click on the end, then you can do whatever you want. And if you use control key, you can select this kind of arbitrary selection. Okay, if you use shift, you can do arbitrary selection. It will be a consecutive selection between the starting point and end point. Okay, and also if you want to select all the files, you can use the Control A, and also you can use click and drag. That means click anywhere, then press and hold the click and drag. Okay, like this. Now I'll click here and drag. You can see these files are selected because I click and drag covering this area. Okay. And also you can see kind of a rectangle. It's a if anything lies inside that rectangle, it will be selected. It is called drag and click and drag. Okay, if you want to delete the file, there are two deletions. First one is temporary deletion, and the second one is permanently deletion. If you want to delete this file temporarily, you can select right click, delete, or press the delete key on the keyboard, then it will be disappeared and will be placed in this special location called recycle bin. And if you want to restore it later, the file is inside the recycle bin, you can copy or cut from the recycle bin, or you can click and drag to any folder. And if you want to delete this file permanently, like this, then right click, before selecting the delete option, press down the shift key and click on delete, and you will get a notification like this. Actually it's a warning. are you sure you want to permanently delete this file? Okay, if you want to delete that file permanently, then click on yes. That file will be permanently deleted. To recover it, there are some other softwares, but there are some limitations. So you can it is better to delete files permanently if it is not necessary or useful anymore. Okay, now let's see some other details, like let's see how to see the system properties. System properties means the properties of this computer. Okay, like what is the processor, what is the speed, what is the amount of RAM. Okay, to get the details, right click on this PC icon, then click on properties. Then you will get a dialog box like this. Here you can see the operating system version, the system details like processor and its speed, and installed amount of RAM and system type. And sometimes you have to get to know the system type for installing applications. Now there are two system types, 64-bit and 32-bit. Now if your system is 32-bit, you can only install 32-bit applications or softwares. If your computer is 64-bit, you can install 32-bit or 64-bit softwares. Okay, the only difference is you can't downgrade the softwares. You can't install upgraded softwares with downgraded system type. Okay. That means in a 32-bit system type, you can only install 32-bit software. And to view the device or to manage the device, you have this interface called device manager. By using this interface, you can enable or disable, or you can change the properties of your devices. That means devices attached to your computer, like this mouse, keyboard, network adapters, like that. You can administrate them, or you can update them. You can update device drivers. Nowadays we don't have to install drivers because Windows 10 automatically detect drivers. Earlier, by using this interface or by using device driver software, we have to install the drivers. Okay, and also to customize the your computer, there are some other options, like if you want to customize your desktop, like changing the color, changing the wallpaper, you have to use this personalize. Right click on the desktop, then select personalize, and from here you can do whatever you want to customize your wallpaper. And also if you have an image, you can open an image and right click on it, then you can set it as the background, and you can see the options like color. From here you can select the color, and you can change the lock screen interface, you can change the theme and the font, like that. You can customize your desktop by using this personalize option. And to adjust with the display device, you can use this display settings. By using this one, you can increase or decrease the resolution. That means if you are using a lower resolution device, then sometimes you have to select this one. Most of the time it will be automatically detected. But if you want to preferred, that means the high resolution that this particular monitor is supported is 1920 and 1080. But if if you want to select a lower resolution, you can select it from here. Okay. And you can do some adjustments by using these options like power and sleep. You can change the power plan, and you can change the sound. Okay, increase the volume, and you can see the status of your microphone from here. And also, if you go to manage sound devices, you can further manage your devices like speakers. Okay, if you want to disable it, you can click here, and if you want to disable your microphone, you can do it from here. Okay. And also, to manage or to change some settings, there's a legacy interface called control panel. Select that one, and you can get this kind of interface. From here you can let's see some options. First of all, let's see user accounts. Okay, from here in your computer, if you want to create another account for some other person, you can do it from here. Okay, to create another account, you can go to manage another account and add a new user in this PC set. Add someone else to this PC, then you can create the account. But there's an easy method. Instead of this interface, you can use this method. Right click on this PC and go to manage, and from that computer management interface, go to local users and groups, and from here double click users, and on this interface right click, then select new user and type username, give out password, and change the settings you want, then click on create. Okay, this is the easiest method. In this control panel interface, you have to go through many steps. Okay. And if you want to change some settings like mouse, okay, mouse properties, okay. And by using these mouse properties, you can adjust some settings according to your device and the area of your computer, that means your computer table. Okay. That means if you have a limited area to move the mouse, and it is better to keep it in pointer speed to fast. Okay, let me explain from this from the beginning. Let's change the buttons. If you are a right-handed person, the default settings will be match. If you are a left-handed person, you can switch this click option to the right hand side. Okay, that means it will perfectly place with your index finger on your left hand. Okay, you can click here, then it will switch the click and right click. Okay. And you can adjust the double click speed. To test the speed, you can double click here, and you can adjust it to a slower or faster by using this slider. And by using the pointer, you can change the pointer, the shape of the pointer, and point options. By using this select a pointer speed, you can actually decide the area that you want to move the mouse to cover this entire screen. Okay. It will be very useful with the laptop. You know that in with a laptop you have a small area as the touchpad, and by using a higher speed or set it into a fast, you can cover the entire screen by using by a single scroll or a single move. Okay. And by using this wheel, you can adjust the number of lines that need to be scrolled when you are using this scroller. And after changing any option, and you can see 3 buttons. If you click on OK, then that particular setting will be applied, and you can close this interface. And if you click cancel, that particular setting won't be applied, and you can exit from this interface. And if you click apply, that particular setting will be applied, and still you can see this particular dialog box. Okay, a kind of these 3 buttons is common for this kind of setting dialog boxes. Okay. I will click on OK to exit and apply. Like that, from this control panel there are many options to customize your computer. Okay, let's see how to change the date and time. Okay, from here, date and time. By using this interface, you can change the date and time. You know that sometimes you are familiar with when you log into the computer, always you can see that your system clock is changed. The reason is weak CMOS battery. That means you the CMOS battery of your computer can't keep the electrical charge to maintain the system clock. And also the importance of updated date and time is crucial for network. That means if you are going to browse internet, if your date and time is not synchronized with the current date and time, then most probably you can't surf internet, or you can't connect with the internet. So from this interface you can adjust the date and time. Okay. And by using these programs and features, you can see the list of applications installed in this computer, and also if you want to remove or uninstall them, you can select them and click on uninstall. And also if you want to update or change them, there's a change button, and if, by using that one, you can change it change options are available for every software. Okay, to free up some space by uninstalling unwanted applications, you have to use this programs and features interface. And fonts. Now you know that these of these letter styles or fonts, if you want to apply or add a new letter style or a font, then you have to use this interface. By using this interface, you can download any font file. Then nowadays, if you double click on that, most probably there is this install option available, then it will be installed, or you can drag it into this interface. And also sometimes one of your friend or colleague want to copy a font from your computer. Okay, so this is the interface. Now let's say he want this font, right click on copy and paste. Now this is the font file. You can copy this into a pen drive and install it to another computer. To install it, double click on it, then you can see a preview, and the top of that you can see install option. Click on it, okay. Then it will be installed. Okay, sound. You can manage sound devices from here, and sometimes you know that in Windows environment, to notify as a part of notifications, it has some warning sounds. Okay, if you want to disable it, go to this interface and go to sound tab and select no sounds. Most probably it will be in Windows default. Change it into no sounds, then apply or click on OK. Okay, like that you can use your computer. You can customize it by using this interface, and you can use this application. And also I think in this course we will be covering this Office package, and try to do this with your own computer, and there will be a set of exercises available on your LMS. Just follow them, and if you have any questions, just post it using the